What did you see on that final play there? It seemed like just their size affected you all night, but what did you see in that final play?
Play was designed to get the ball to JT. Normally, the big is the one that's guarding. They don't take the guy off the ball. They took Laurie off the ball, so I got open against Laurie. As soon as I caught it, I was deep in the paint, or not in the paint. I was right in the lane, so I took the dribble, trying to look up and see if anybody was available. JB fell to my left. Potentially had Sam to my right for a shot. So, and then by then it was probably 3 seconds left on the clock. JT was in the backcourt, Malcolm was still out of bounds, so it was like I got to get a shot up at least. So I tried to make contact with Walker and shot fake, and then try and get the ball up at least on the glass so we can get an offensive rebound and tip. He made a good play and got the ball and blocked it, and after that, no time left. We didn't have any timeout, so it's not like when I caught it, I was like, we got to find a way to get at least a shot attempt, but there was no avenue in that scenario. Probably could have shot a floater, probably the better shot, or even just try to get that ball to Sam, but Santi did a good job of bluffing and getting back out and forcing me into Walker. So, yeah.
Your coach said that he kind of felt like you guys at a certain point let go of the rope defensively. Do you feel like there was kind of a point where you guys relaxed and that was why the Jazz were able to start getting a rhythm from the perimeter?
Our physicality waned. It was one of those where we had a solid first quarter. In the second, they started, I think, playing more aggressive, and they got a lot of fouls. And it kind of shifted the momentum of the game. We started playing a little bit more passively. And then throughout, then it was a game from then on. So you have to go back and forth, and they made a lot of good plays. Oshai had a big three. Miscommunication led to a Laurie's three, and then we didn't capitalize on the last play. So definitely physicality could have not waned. I think that's when we got up. We didn't do a good job of maintaining that same effort and physicality on the defensive end, which led to our offense stalled. We were getting all the looks that we wanted. We just stopped making shots. So when you're not able to put those points in the basket, it probably would have looked different if those shots would have fallen a little bit. They were open looks, but didn't. So you got to respond.
I know we've asked you several questions recently, but what has this roller coaster kind of been like for you? You missed the free throws against Cleveland. You win the game the other night with the offensive rebound. Then tonight, you make all the threes, but then you have the final play. Like, what has this roller coaster been?
It's a ride, right? It's part of the season. You can't get too, like I said in the last, you can't celebrate the highs because there's definitely going to be some lows. And for me, it's just about trying to maintain perspective. It's frustrating when you have opportunities to help your team win. You don't do that. That's probably the most frustrating thing as a player, when you feel like, especially if you have control over the moment, and you have to feel it, embrace it, because there's going to be opportunities where you have that same opportunity later on. You have to win those opportunities. And like you said, I've had some where I've come out on the bottom and others I've come out on top. So try and make that on the bottom a little bit less and get a higher percentage on top. So definitely frustrating. It's definitely one of those that you just got to try and maintain perspective. And like you said, you make threes, you think you have to help your team win, but then miscommunication leads to a Lowry three. So just as happy and excited as you can be about making shots, the defensive lapses and moments like that happen, and it's frustrating. So, yeah.
What was your mentality offensively?
It was really just shoot the ball when you're open. I shot a couple that were confident shots in a way, but most of the time they were open shots. The one that I regret the most probably is the one that I got last in the corner. Shot it pretty rushed rather than taking the time to shoot it when I had time, and just shot it long. We could have put us up by 7. Instead, we were up by 4. But outside of that, it's just like you got to play with that confidence of making sure you take those shots when they're available. The guys are encouraging me to shoot. You don't realize how good of a shooter you are, but you have to trust the people around you, because they wouldn't be telling you that otherwise. And for me, it's something that I've always had to balance and struggle with. So I have to continue to improve on that end and continue to take those shots and knock them down when the team needs me to.
Presented by your New England Ford dealers. Built for America. Built Ford proud.